I'm gonna be showing you guys how I did these ombre nails. They're so cute. Here I am spraying the nails down with some alcohol, and then I push back her cuticles. In my first video, I don't think I showed you guys like my prep and all that, so I'm gonna like try to include my prep. And yeah, this is gonna give you lasting nails for over 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending. Some of my clients get like up to 5 weeks. It just depends on the nail beds and stuff. But typically I spray down the nails with alcohol, push back their cuticles, and yeah, I'll be back once I move on to the next step. Once I finish pushing back the cuticle, you see me going in with the drill. I am not really rough with this, especially because I go in with another bit afterwards. So typically I don't really need to like be doing too much. And that's also really damaging on your client's nails when you do too much. So yeah, I'm going to use this drill. It is the fine one, and it's actually on the lowest speed if you couldn't tell. Because as I watch this back, it looks like I'm super rough. But I'm not rough at all, I swear. So everyone, moving on. If you guys really want the key to how my sets last, this is it. I'm dropping the gem for y'all. It's like, no, let me stop. Everybody, well, I don't even know. A lot of people don't use cuticle bits, and I don't know why. But I feel like this is what has my sets lasting as long as they do. I got a pack of, I think, 3 of them from Amazon. And when I tell you they have made miracles for me, they have made miracles for me. It takes off all of the dead cuticle skin around your nails, as well as like the, I don't know what to call it, the dead skin like on your skin. It cuts it away, so like you don't have to use the cuticle cutter. And yeah, it makes life so much easier. So you see me just doing that. I'm doing it on both hands. And yeah. After dusting off the nails and getting off all of that residue, y'all want to make sure y'all do that because anything left behind can make the nails lift. Of course, we don't want that. So yes, I've laid out the tips to the side of me, and that's something else. Lay them out so that way you don't have to like just be going back and forth into the tip box. And yeah, I've laid them out. Now I'm placing them on. Something that sometimes I have to do is like file down the tip to match. If that's what you have to do, do it. I don't like using different size tips on either hand. I like using the same size, which is helpful to like make them look the same, that kind of thing. And yeah, if you have to go with the bigger one, go with the bigger one and make sure you file down. As you all can see, I am constantly checking to make sure each of the nails are pointing the same way. It's like, no, let me stop. Or are straight, as I should say. Because you do not want to finish putting on all of the tips and they each going north and south and east and west. Okay, you want it going in one direction. So I constantly check to make sure they are all looking coherent and the same. So yeah, by the time I finish, if anything is wrong, I don't have to be stressing to fix it. So everyone, I've already cut her other hand off camera. Now I'm moving into cutting them and making sure they are the same size and the right length. She wanted one of her nails to be stiletto, which is her pinky, so we did that. When you're doing a stiletto nail, you want to make it a little bit longer, just a little bit, because when you're filing stiletto, some of the length kind of goes away. And you don't want your client to be unhappy and be like, well, I asked for this length, so what happened to it? And I noticed that used to happen a lot to me when I had stiletto. Well, when I did stiletto, I shouldn't say when I had. But yeah, you totally just want to do it a little bit longer, so by the time you're done filing, it can match up. As you can see, I'm matching up the nails, making sure that they are the right length. And she wanted coffin, so instead of me cutting it, I just went ahead and filed it. So a tip for everyone, as you can see, I'm filing down my file. And that's just a small tip, because in the beginning, I used to well, not even on purpose. Like, this is so bad, but I'm going to tell you guys. Like, when I first started doing nails, I used to kind of clip my clients, like, with this file, like, with what I'm doing right now in this video. Just hand filing. I used to accidentally clip them, and I could never figure out, like, why. Especially the people who have, like, a lot of skin around their nails and their nail beds. You have to especially be careful with them because they have, like, a lot of skin. So the reason why you might be cutting your clients sometimes is because those edges are super sharp. So because they're super sharp, it cuts. Like, not purposefully, but it happens. So yeah, definitely like try to file down the sides of your file before you start. And then yeah, see how that works out for you. Some things just start changing because now I don't cut anyone. Like, I haven't cut anyone in a very, very long time. No, it sounds so bad. Like, I never cut anyone with the drill before. Just the stupid hand file. But I fixed it, of course, and figured out what was the issue. And now we're good. When you are filing, you want to make sure you are holding your file straight. Yeah, you see, I have to keep grabbing her hand. I like to make sure my clients, their hands are straight when I'm filing, so that way one side doesn't come out like this way and other side doesn't come out that way. Yeah, make sure they're keeping their hands like as straight as possible. And other than that, you want to make sure you're keeping your file straight as well. And that helps out a lot with making sure like your edges are nice and straight. So I blended in the tip off camera, and now I am just dehydrating and priming her nails. As you all know, I dehydrate both of the hands at once, and I apply 2 coats of the primer only on the hand that I'm going to work on at the time. Once I begin to work on the other hand, then I'll apply the 2 coats of primer. And that is just to avoid like them coming back with lint all over and stuff. I'm using Tangerine by Glitter Bells. Her stuff is A1, y'all should check it out. Perfect Nude by Valentino Beauty Pier. His covers are great. Nail Nails Tangerine Dream. We got Valentino Beauty Pier 166. We got Caribbean Sunsplash by Nail. Pastel Lemon by Nail. And that's all I believe I'm using. everyone, I am laying the acrylic down. Now she got a multicolored ombre, so all the colors that I showed you guys just now is the colors that we used. And I am laying down the yellow. I already did the other hand off camera, so if y'all are like, where is it? That's where it is. It's not on here. Just because I think since it's just an ombre, it's not really super important to have both hands. It's just a simple ombre. And yeah, it's super easy to just watch and see what's up from one hand. So I'm just laying down the colors. And when people get short nails, you want to make sure that it's super flat. You don't want like any lumps or anything. Well, even if they were long, you don't want any lumps. What I should say is the shorter, the less thicker the nail should be. You don't want a short nail and it's about as thick as an inch or 2-inch nail. Like, no, you don't want it. So you want to make sure like you're laying down your acrylic as flat and as natural as possible. And honestly, I'm not even super good at like short nails yet, but I do believe each time I complete a short set, I get better. So I'm learning to make them look more natural, because my shorties love like natural. They don't want that thick stuff. So once I lay down all of the color, it's time for me to lay down the nude, because I just find it way faster to lay down the color first, like the first part of the ombre, and then go to nude. So yeah, that's what you guys have seen me done. After I put down the nude, I cap it in Valentino's clear, just because you don't want to foul into the ombre part. So I knock out everything at once pretty much, and I find this is how ombres go super fast compared to like my other stuff. And it's also really, really easy. As you all know, I'm using Perfect Nude, and this is like one of my favorite nudes ever. It's from Valentino, of course. His covers are really, really, really good. And that's one thing I will never stop buying from him regardless. And yeah, I just really, really love his nude. It covers so nicely. I am really, really feeling this multicolored ombre thing. I'm not really used to doing like colorful stuff, because most of my clients always like make me stick to basics and stuff. So I'm loving like the colorfulness and like the pop of this look, this nail look I should say. And yeah, it's really, really flowing, looking cute. It took us forever to figure out like the color scheme that we wanted, and you know what, I'm happy we went with what we went with, because I think it's the cutest ever. And if you look closely, I'm constantly wiping her sides down to make sure like nothing is in her cuticle. And you guys want to make sure you do that as well, because if any acrylic is left on the cuticle, then her nail can start lifting, and you don't want that. Remember in the beginning, I told you guys what to do to ensure nails last 2 weeks plus. Yeah, this is one of the things that can stop that from happening. So you want to make sure, like, regardless of anything, you make sure nothing gets on the cuticle, or if it does, you wipe it off immediately, because that can definitely stop it from lasting. If you ever happen to apply too much nude, just take some of your color and add it to the bottom and blend upwards. So yeah, that kind of righted my wrongs, as you can see by this video. And yeah, I'm just capping this nail, and then we are going to move on to the thumb. If you made it to this part of the video, leave a sun emoji down below. I just would like to see who made it this far, blah blah blah, you know. So yes, I am now finishing up the thumb, capping it, once again making sure that it's not too thick for the length that she has. So we're at everyone's favorite part. JK. But we are filing the nail. I really love this bit that I'm using here. I don't even know what it's called, but I know I got it from Amazon, and I use it to get around the cuticle pretty well. And what makes it super great is it's a safety bit. Like, it won't cut you regardless. It will not cut you. So I love it so much for that. And I also use it to kind of shape up the nails as well, as you can see. So it has two uses for me, pretty much the cuticle and to like just shape up the nails sometimes. And that's what gives like a crisp look, if y'all didn't know. And if I don't use this, then I just use a regular file and go over it. But because I wanted hers to look super flush, I just went ahead and used the once I finish that step of filing, I then take my safety bit. I think this is a fine. It is fine because the red means it's fine. So yeah, I use this fine drill bit to then smooth over the top of the nail. And also, if there's acrylic underneath, you want to use this probably at this point and get off everything. But I really do love this bit. I've had it for ages and it still like hasn't gone bad on me. Something I really would like to do, I'm probably gonna try extra fine. I've ordered an extra fine drill bit and I want to try that because I have to nowadays buff, and you'll see maybe in the next step, I believe I use a buffing block in order to smooth out the nail, but that's an extra step I probably shouldn't have to do. So I'm gonna try to alleviate that by ordering an extra fine, well, I already have the extra fine, by using an extra fine drill bit and then just going over it like that. And that should take away all of the scratches and stuff, and I should be good to go. So I am just filing the nails. I believe I use a 100 grit. I really honestly prefer 80/80, but my nail supply store hasn't had them in a very long time for some reason. So I am using 100, and I'm flipping around the nail here to just make sure I can see it from their angle, making sure everything is nice and flat and straight. That's super important that you do. And if you don't use like a really smoothing bit, I would suggest that you go over the nail with a buffing block And of course, be sure to never use like one side on two clients. So one side should belong to one client pretty much. And yeah, just be sure to like go over it and smooth it over, make sure like there's no scratches and stuff in the nail. And I think that this buffing block is 80/80. It's either 80/80 or 100/100. And truthfully, I do not prefer that. I prefer for it to be like less, like, I don't know, it's very coarse. I just don't want it to be so coarse. So I'm trying to find like some nice buffing blocks that aren't so coarse. Maybe the orange ones, because the orange ones are really, really nice and smooth. And that's exactly what I be needing sometimes. So here I am, top coating the nail. As you all know, I use Valentino Beauty Pierce top coat. And I'm just going over each of the nails. And I've gotten lucky because no issues as of lately. Yay me. Look at those colors coming to life as soon as you put the top coat on. That is what you want to see. You don't want to see any bumps, any lumps. And yeah, that's exactly what you want. I put her in the lamp for a minute. And yeah. Oh, I cleaned up some extra gel as well around the cuticle with the dotting tool. That's what that was, by the way. And I always do that because I just find it gives a very clean look without messing up anything. So yeah, the lamp that I use only requires them to stay in for a minute, so normally I don't put them in for any longer unless I'm applying jewels or anything. And I also got my lamp from Amazon. I believe it's Sun UV or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but I know it's Sun UV, and I got it from Amazon. So if y'all really want to find it, y'all can look it up. It does the job very nicely. Once she comes out of the lamp, I then apply my cuticle oil. You guys can see it off to the side there. That's the cuticle oil that I use, and I got that from Amazon as well. Super greasy, but they love it. A lot goes a long way though, I'll tell you that much. A lot really does go a long way, and it helps like with your photos and stuff too, because then their hands don't look bad or anything. A lot of people always be like, I'm so ashy, I'm so ashy. Nope, not a problem with this oil. I'm kidding. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel. This is the finished look. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.